Hey, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about the holidays, and not just the holidays, but also the other really pertinent dates that are really important for us, especially when in relation to loss. And I want to also really define what loss is. It's not just the physical death of a loved one. We're going to go into that a little bit more. My name is Abigail, here to normalize these conversations and education about death and dying so we'd have better end of life. Let's get into it. So, when I talk about loss, I really want to just remind us that it's not just the death of a loved one. It could be the death of a pet, it could be the death of a relationship through divorce, through a career, through retirement, or maybe you had to move somewhere to do something else like care for a loved one or start a new career. Maybe it's the death of your former life. And even though you're making a decision that you're really happy with, you're getting married and going to have kids, you're also mourning the death of this former identity of yours where you had this independent life and did all these different things, lived in your own apartment, whatever it is. So all of this to say that, the death of something doesn't have to be just a physical death of a loved one. Okay. But what it doesn't mean, especially in relationship to these dates. Now, these dates, I always kind of do this around the holidays because holidays can bring up a lot of emotion for people, but it's not just holiday dates. It's also significant dates, like date of a diagnosis that your loved one got the notification that they were diagnosed with a serious illness, or the date that they stopped chemotherapy, or the date that you stopped chemotherapy. Anything related to that, any significant dates, and they don't have to sound significant to anybody else, but if they're significant to you, they're significant, and I want you to just acknowledge them as such. So what I want you to do first and foremost is understand that even around this time during the holidays when people are getting together and things like that, or any other dates, to not be surprised and rather just expect to feel a little sidelined sometimes, in that, you could be at an event, you could be just going through some things, and you can all of a sudden feel a sense of a lot of emotion. And those emotions can come up. You can maybe just start talking to a friend about holiday plans, whatever, and you could start to feel a lot of emotion. That is really healthy. That is really normal. And I want to encourage you to really become intimate and become closer with those emotions as much as possible. I always say it's always best to work with a licensed therapist or counselor, because I really want you to know how to work with these emotions in a really healthy way. And so when these events come up and you know that they're coming up, what I want to just share with you is just stuff that I have used before, that I have seen really help. And it can be really simple. All you need to do is think of ways and schedule things in your calendar, ideally, as you approach the date, on the date, and a little after the date. It could be just a couple days before, it could be a week before. It depends on, you, and depends on how significant this was to you, all of that. And you can do something as simple as scheduling a call with a friend, or, schedule additional session with your therapist. Or if you're not really in either of those positions, go online and join a free, support group, and get all of those, group meetings scheduled in, so that you can look forward to knowing that you're going to be in the presence of somebody or some people that can kind of relate to what you're going through, that at least can be a support. Or maybe it's just something to just distract you. Maybe it's a book club and you're just looking forward to that. Something fun, something creative is also really good. The thing about these emotions, excuse me, the thing about these emotions and going through, periods like this, like the holidays, is they can feel really isolating, and it can really just feel really palpable, these emotions, and the emotions of loss and missing the person or missing what you had, whatever it was, can feel a little overwhelming. So being in the presence of other people that can relate to you, or doing something also that just fills your soul, especially kind of connects you to your creativity, is a little hobby that you enjoy. It really does nourish you, and nourishes you internally. Those types of things are really going to be helpful. And if you can get those things scheduled and down, that's, before, on, and after these significant dates, then you're supporting yourself as you continue to feel whatever it is that you need to feel, and process whatever you need to process. So let me know if you have thoughts. If you have certain ideas that have helped you in the past, feel free to drop them in the comments. Let me know that I'm here for you, here to normalize these conversations about death and dying so we'd have a better end of life. And I will talk to you soon. I'm thinking about you. Take good care.